I was doing cocaine on a regular basis. 11 months into that, I ended up doing meth again. 12 months, a year into that, I was crime, looking at 13 years in prison.
Welcome back to the Hopeaholics Podcast. I'm your girl, Natalie Eva Marie.
And I'm Chad Carlson, and you're listening to the #1 addiction and mental health podcast.
And you guys, if you or a loved one is struggling, make sure you head to askevamarie.com or chaddick.com and chat with one of our AI companions 24/7.
Or text the number right here on the screen.
Together, we are breaking the stigma around addiction and mental health.
And fighting the fentanyl epidemic.
Now, let's get into the episode.
Joe, welcome to the Hopeaholics Podcast.
Yeah.
Joe, we're live.
We're live right now.
Did I just hurt your ears?
Feeling thick.
Feeling thick.
Feeling thick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, it's my honor.
I heard her ask you where you came from. Where'd you drive from?
Today?
Yeah, today.
Garden Grove is
Garden
where
Grove.
I live.
Not too far.
Yeah, not too bad. Orange County boy.
Nice.
Are you?
Yeah.
Born and raised?
I was technically born in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
My mother was married to her best friend, and he was military, so I was born there. She moved out from here, and then came here when I was 3, and I've been here ever since for the most part. Yeah.
And did you grow up in Garden Grove?
No, I grew up in Anaheim, right next door, and that was
And a crime.
Crime. Yes.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up. That's where I did all my crime in too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that used to sell dope by Disneyland, and he would literally, one of his like kind of things, he would just put on Mickey ears and walk the streets.
That's
so that people
hilarious.
thought. So the cops just thought he was like a tourist.
Yeah. That was the spot down there too. Like back in the day.
Yeah.
That was, everywhere off of Catella.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be a ton of little hotels right there, and that was like Tweaker Central.
There's a strip club right there too.
Still?
I wonder if it's still there.
Well, do you remember the name of it?
Fritz, that's two.
Fritz?
I remember Fritz's. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Fritz's.
Yeah.
I never went, but
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh.
The only strip club I ever went to in Orange County was Captain Cream's here in Laguna.
That's a
Lake Forest.
Lake Forest, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was another club that I think, that used to do music there, the Gypsy Lounge, which was right there. So you could play a show and then go hit Captain Cream's like right afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Cream's. What is such a gross name?
Yeah.
It's such a gross name.
For a strip club?
Like,
I
ew,
thought it was like a perfect name.
so nasty.
Now they got these two strip clubs. One's called The Office, and the other one's called The Library.
Yeah.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
the Office,
library.
The Office was created so that men could tell their their wives, I'm gonna be working late at the office.
Yeah.
I'll be late at the office.
Yeah, I think that goes over a little bit better than I'll be at Captain Cream's.
I'm studying for this test. I need to go to the library.
I need to go to the library.
Peace and quiet.
Are those places still open?
Yeah, the library. I think there's a library in Orange County somewhere.
Yeah, it used to be Deja Vu.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be another thing. It's over off of Garden Grove Boulevard, which is right up the street from.
Of course.
But now it's the library, and they have one in, I think, Irvine.
It's not
South County.
full. It's not full nude though, right? It's just
No,
topless.
No,
It's
topless,
just topless. Yeah, you can't get everybody all buzzed.
Yeah. You don't want the full nudes they're not allowed to serve alcohol.
No, but you got to like buy two $30 Cokes to get in the door or something like that. Yeah.
$30 Cokes.
That's hilarious.
2 drink minimum. $30 for a can. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that in your life and my life, we've gone to strip clubs before. Back in the day.
Absolutely.
It seems like it goes hand in hand.
How old are you?
I am 47.
47. So you're just a few years younger than me.
I'm younger than you?
And a few years older than Natalie.
A few years older than I figured you were both younger than me, but that's cool.
No.
I'm just a few years younger than you.
You're actually
11
years younger than me. I'm 52.
52.
Yeah.
You look great,
talking
bro.
about him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just a couple years older than you, yeah.
Just
5, 6.
How old? You don't have
She's
to.
41.
You're not
right
supposed
I'm
to.
41.
You're
I'll be
41?
42
Okay.
soon.
now. Not soon. September. This is getting boring, Emily.
I know. We need to jump into the meat.
I know, yeah.
Because
What's
your
the
story
meat
is
and
like?
potatoes?
Like what the hell? You grew up in what the hell?
What the hell?
What the helly?
What the hell?
Yes.
Have you always been musically inclined?
Yeah. It was kind of one of my luck of the things. My mom was, she was a keyboard player.
Mm.
My dad was like the singer guitar player in a band, and she had me super young. They were in the high school band together, and so I got that in my blood, which was kind of cool and fortunate for me. But yeah, music was always a big part of my life, like growing up. But I would used to go see my mom, in studios and playing, and go down to Hollywood and watch her play, like the Whiskey and the Roxy and stuff on the Sunset Strip, the Troubadour. It's like in like a Journey, Kansas type classic rock band. But yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you have siblings?
I do. I'm the oldest of 6 kids.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There's me, and we're all J's. My mom was
Okay.
was very...
It's okay. We're all N's in my family.
All N's?
Yep.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I don't
How
know
many siblings you got?
that.
It's me and 3 other older brothers.
3 other.
Yeah. So 4 of us.
There's 4 boys and 2 girls, and so it's me, Joe, my younger brother. Under me is Justin. Then it's James. Then Jovan. Then my mom had some girls with Janessa and Jillian.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Does everybody in your family have the ism, or just you?
As far as addiction?
Yeah.
Yeah. For the most
Really?
part. Yeah. I mean, my Justin holds it together. He's a normie.
Yeah.
Or,
Sure.
and he just drinks on the weekends, but has a job and family and does all the things.
Like a normal human.
Yeah. Like I don't do
Mm-hmm.
at all. The one under him, James, it went full-blown ism with me and ran with all the people I ran with and ended crime and did stuff. He's actually doing life in prison right now
Oh, damn.
for murder, and he is fighting that, but to try to get back to the streets. But he went down the same path as me. I've got one of my the brother under him, Jovan, has been struggling with it in and out, and my mom that I was just telling you about, she just passed away September.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Still in active addiction and doing what she was doing.
Okay.
And I just got him into treatment when all that went down, and so we could bury her with all of us being sober and stuff. So he's still sober as we speak.
Nice.
And doing good. I think he's coming up on 4 months.
Okay.
So, and then the girls kind of keep their normal-ish.
Yeah, yeah.
They drink on the weekends and have their families and have kids and stuff. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did things start to, I guess, growing up, you being the oldest, when did you notice something was just a little bit off?
Knowing it was off wasn't probably until I got sober the first time, but like I instantly kind of jumped in it. My mom was super young when she had me, but she was always like actively doing coke and drinking and doing stuff. In the beginning, it was the rock star thing to do, right? And so my grandparents pretty much raised me.
Okay.
And my grandma was a teacher, my grandpa was a principal. And so until I was like sophomore year in high school, I would hang out with my mom during the summer times and on the weekends here and there, but I would be pretty much regimented school, sports, music or whatever I was involved in school wise. But sophomore year was when I was like, wanted to live with my mom more. And we had a whole side of my family that was of the 3 youngest are half Mexican. So I have a half Mexican side of my family that were very involved in the business on the streets or whatever. And so sophomore year, I thought I was going to drop out of school and play music and sell drugs for the rest of my life. But I didn't really know that was a problem until or know it was off until like me doing multiple prison terms and you know, getting multiple numbers and not being able to stay on the streets longer than like 90 days, you know, and then I finally hit some sort of first bottom, you know. But that's when I knew something was off. I'm like, this something ain't right.
Yeah.
This ain't working, you know.
What was your drug of choice?
Methamphetamine. Yes.
He grew up in like, you know, kind of more like, you know, Orange County, my era. That would definitely be the drug of choice.
Yeah. I would smoke a bunch of meth. I mean, I dabbled for a couple weeks at one point with intravenous stuff, and I completely obliterated my life within like 2 weeks. And I promised myself I'd never do that again. I didn't, but it was mostly smoking meth, and then I drank a bunch of booze just so I didn't look like I was on a bunch of meth. You know, just try to even me out so I wasn't doing all the, you know.
Yeah.
But.
What was the first, how old were you when you got your first incarceration?
17. 17. I bought a car for, basically it was going to be $1,300, and I remember I was in love with it. It was like a forest green Chevy Love, 1977 step side, and it was slammed and had all the things that used to be a thing. And I bought it, and I gave him a down payment for it was like a quarter ounce of meth. And I did a whole bill of sale with him, and that's ironically enough is when I tried to start doing intravenous meth for a little while. And I got myself in a whole bunch of shit with my family, and my business partner at the time ended up like robbing me for like 2 pounds of speed and a gun and some other stuff. So it was like I had to clean up all that mess, and I was trying to leave Orange County to get away from everything, and I just kind of forgot to pay off the rest of it in the dude.
This episode is brought to you by Wolfpack Bags. This gear is meant for anybody gym, lifestyle, to anybody that's on the move. I mean, I like to say that us here and everybody that tunes in, we're not average. We're always a wolf. They have all the goods that you need, especially for anybody that is looking for a bag to carry their meal prep, a lunch pail, anything like that. They have you covered. So once again, go to wolfpack.com, use the code Hopeaholics, save 10%, and join the pack.
Called the cops, said that I stole the car, and I never finished paying for it, and he still had the pink slip. And so I ended up doing my first juvenile time at 17. Which was, I think it was 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Was then. And then from then on, it was just on and cracking.
So did you drop out of school?
I did.
Okay. And in the meantime, when all this is going on, you're still playing music, or?
Yeah, I mean, then it was just, that's why I fell in love with meth in the first place. When, like, the first time I did some of it was, I could put on an album and I could pick up a guitar and learn each song front to back, and then go to the drums and do it, and I'd be like hyper focused.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I was always playing music, but I never did anything like substantial with it. I used to talk about doing so.
That's the best, the fucking conversation.
What the problem was is you were probably ADHD.
Yeah.
And the same thing shit happened to me, man. It's like all of a sudden I wasn't music for me, but it was just everything else. I could just like all of a sudden hyper focus on whatever it was project I was doing. School, like I got better at school.
Oh, sure.
Or just any task, really. Like any little thing that would just make
problem
me go,
is that we just start doing too much
know.
meth.
Yeah.
You know, it was like when I just did these 2 little rails of meth, it was like fine. But you know, when I started smoking it every day, all day, and then for me, unfortunately, I did go intravenous, and I mean, I also think it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I did burn my life to the ground,
Sure,
super fast, and you know, constantly, to where, you know, I was constantly rescued by the Orange County Sheriff's Department or the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
Which ultimately got me to the rooms faster.
So you were in San Bernardino too for a while?
That's where I grew up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I actually didn't really ever. I don't know why I got arrested in Orange County, but like I kept getting arrested in Orange County, so I did the majority of my county time in Orange County custody. And I always say my last one was, you know, I detoxed at 550 North Flower Street.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's the best detox center around.
You know, being now and like I get to work in treatment and do stuff and you know, and with what treatment, and the good thing about Orange County being kind of like a hub of recovery,
For sure.
you know. But it's like I even get to tell my clients, it's just like, you know, I never got to detox, you know, and kick it in $5 million homes and have a pool and like, oh, you know, go get in the, you know, the mineral bath and we'll get that stuff out of your system a little bit better and paint rocks and write some music with Rock to Recovery and talk about my feelings when I was doing it. Like I would wake up and be, you know, in Chino State Prison in Central being like, you know, you got to break off 123, bro. Like, you know, like that and get ready to go for a riot and put your boots on and like, you know what I mean? Like that was my detox.
And you're fucking hating life.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know, but I feel you there. 550 North Flower had a lot of detox experiences for me. For sure.
I mean, I like that, and it's not the same anymore though, because now people go in, it's, you know, fentanyl and whatever, and they putting everybody on fucking Suboxone. You go in as a meth addict and come out a fucking Suboxone addict at 550 North Flower Street nowadays.
Oh yeah,
which I don't necessarily agree with, but
me neither. I mean, I'm so glad I got clean before this whole fentanyl thing.
Me too.
Yeah, dude.
Thank the Lord.
Thank God.
Because I would probably be dead.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and I used to joke, me and my friends used to joke around because even when we were tweakers and we'd be writing music or doing whatever, like, oh, we're lucky. If we became heroin addicts, you know, then we probably would have been signed and had a couple record deals and dead by now. You know what I mean? And that was like, that was the big joke. But in like fentanyl took that to a whole other level, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not even making it to get signed nowadays, man.
No.
You know?
No.
Like fucking dying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
I just like listening to you brings back memories, because did you ever like have like garage bands with like
yeah.
and just
I did.
fucking sit in the garages in Orange County and fucking play music and smoke meth?
Yeah, dude. I mean, in one of my friends that is in recovery today, and you know, I used to kick it with a much older crowd than everybody was 20 years older than me. Even when I started running at like 16, 17, you know, everybody was on, you know, a couple decades over than me, and I used to kick it with a much older crowd. But I had 10 different garage bands at whatever time, you know what I mean? And I'd be smoking and playing this set and then going over to this house and fucking dropping off some shit and then smoking and playing in that set. And like I had a bunch of musicians. I had plenty of garage bands that I was jamming with. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
How long were you doing that kind of vicious cycle for? Because you said you got arrested at 17 for the first time. Yeah,
so that kind of started my whole career on that. Was I ended up getting so that was, I got arrested for that the first time. I got out 6 months after that. I tried to go to school in Norco and Riverside for a little bit. That's where my family was. And then that didn't end up well. And I would always come back to Orange County and I'd pick up and start going again. And from that point on, like I wasn't in jail or prison. Like I couldn't stay out longer than like 90 days, 4 months until I was 26.
Oh, wow. So it was just like a literal revolving door.
100%.
Were you living anywhere at the time, or were you on the streets?
I had places like random stuff here and there, or a girl I hooked up with,
Sure.
and we'd get a place together or do whatever. But I never really had a home per se, besides like my mom and my dad, wherever they were at, or my grandparents' house was kind of like my home base where I would touch base at, and that was in Anaheim also.
And at this time, like, what were your parents like? You said your mom was in her addiction hall.
She was, and she kept it together for a long time. The first three boys, we all have different dads, right?
Oh, okay.
So I didn't really know my dad. I met my dad in 2000, my biological dad in 2017.
Oh, wow.
my brother's dad was the dad that was in Colorado that my mom married because she was pregnant. And my family was a kind of a religious family, so she married to have the kid and married her best friend. And then he wanted a kid, so that's how my brother came into the scene. And then James, his father, John. So those were 3 different dads with the 3 white boys, right? And then the 3 youngest, Jovan, Janessa, and Jillian, are half Mexican. And my mom met him partying after a divorce on Revolution Boulevard in TJ.
Oh, wow.
He was the shot guy giving poppers. And my
No
mom met him
way.
and hooked up with him, and they fell in love and swam across the border together. And we used to go down to TJ during the summers and stuff. But when he was the one that stuck around the longest and had the most balls in the family and took care of my mom pretty good, took care of us the best that he could for a long time. So she would just stay home, smoke weed, drink. She didn't really have to work too much. He would go bust his ass doing construction, and she'd do her cocaine on the weekends or meth or whatever. She was the cool mom where it was like, hey, you guys can all come over to my house. You guys can smoke some joints and drink some wine coolers or whatever.
Fucking wine coolers.
Dating myself, bro.
Yeah. Emily's never had a wine cooler. She didn't even know what they are.
Probably. Do they still sell wine
I don't
coolers?
know. I feel like
everybody, what are those other ones called that we were talking about the other day? The seltzer alcohols?
Claws, White Claws.
White
White Claws. Oh, yeah.
Like White Claws, like the new.
Yeah, the new
new
wine
wine
cooler.
Fucking wine cooler. I used to go get me a 4-pack of wine coolers all the time.
Wine coolers.
Yeah, that and Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill. The only thing we drank was Boone's Farm wine coolers or fucking Old E.
Oh, yeah.
Just because NWA did.
Yeah.
I guess that's the only reason.
What
why.
about that fine apple wine, bro? What do you know about that? You remember
the apple?
Yeah,
Who made that
MD
one?
MD 2020? No, what was it?
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that used to be a thing. Cheap rocket stuff.
Yeah, and Marlboro Reds for fucking $1.25 each.
Marble Reds. I know a pack of cigarettes nowadays is so expensive.
$12. Somebody told me.
It's like sickening. That's crazy.
It's gnarly. I mean, I've got a pretty gnarly vape addiction that I still.
You ain't
hold
the
on to,
only
but I
one.
haven't smoked. I haven't smoked in a long time.
It's not me that has the vape addiction either. I quit. I'm like 3.5.
Okay.
Actually, I just passed 3 years.
No vaping?
Nicotine free.
Nicotine free.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that, bro.
Yeah. I'm thinking about
congratulations on
going
that.
back though, because I've been hearing all this stuff about how nicotine's actually good for you and it stops
Not the vape.
Alzheimer's.
It's not the vape.
Dementia, Parkinson's.
Well, nicotine doesn't do anything. It's not supposed to be, detrimental to your body at all. Like the
Right.
nicotine in tomatoes and everything else. It's all the other shit. That comes with it.
It's the stuff inside the vapes and the cigarettes that they put in there to make them very addictive.
Yeah.
But I hear the Zens are not that bad for you, or not
supposed
bad
to
for
be
you
healthy
at all.
for you.
I don't know about
I don't
healthy.
know.
I don't know
Healthy.
about healthy.
Healthy. If it stops Parkinson's
I don't know.
and it stops, what's my guy's name? Dr. Joey what that I follow on the peptides?
I forget his his
But-
handle.
Yeah. That's where I get all my non-Western medicine health information from.
Mm-hmm.
The peptides are like miracle stuff.
Dude, that's that when you say to me, you don't look 52, it's all peptides. Well, that, and I'm not gonna lie, I have to also be honest. My sister owns a med spa, so that helps.
Yeah.
That does help. Med spas are. I've never had the med spa experience. I might have to hit you up after this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I got on that whole peptide train.
fucking love the peptide.
Oh, yeah.
train,
Oh yeah,
dude.
it's so good.
Oh yeah, it's like
She got me on the peptide train.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was my goal last year, turning 47, and like I would see pictures of me on stage and do all this stuff where I was overweight and 3 chins and and I'm like, God, dude, like what is happening? Like I'm clean, I'm sober, like I'm supposed to be healthy, I'm supposed to be doing this stuff. I'm like, I got to do something about myself, and my goal last year, I was like, okay, I'm going to lose. I want to get to my like ideal fighting weight or whatever you want to call it. And I want to see my abs again. I had great, like my son's 31. He turned 31 on the 7th, and he's in recovery now too. But
Yeah, but 31. Wait, I'm gonna do the math on that. 31-year-old son.
yes, yeah,
He's 47.
yeah.
17.
He was 17.
Wow.
So the same time I caught my first case, my
Chick
I
was
got
pregnant.
chick was pregnant with my son, and I got out. I was there for his
Birth.
for his birth and
Nice.
everything. But due to the nature of my disease, like I wasn't in his life until 18,
Till he was
Ish.
18.
Wow.
and his mom kept me out of his life, and I used that as an excuse to get drunk and loaded and fucked up all the time because I tried to get out and see my kid. Oh, you won't let me see my kid. Oh, you know what I mean?
Sounds like Danny Landon. You know
Yeah,
how
it
Danny.
does.
Oh, I know Danny.
You know,
That's my boy, man.
Yeah.
Danny always fucking cracks me up. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Danny's my boy. I used to
You used
run
to
around with Danny.
roll around
Wow.
with Danny.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, then you're the real deal.
yeah.
You're the real deal,
Yeah.
Orange County.
we were in the same rooms and in some of the same situations throughout the years, you know. So yeah, it was definitely a thing. I love Danny, man.
We love Danny.
Yeah, he's one of the real ones. That guy right there. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I love how he's, found recovery and
Mm.
and changed, and like, he can help so many people that live that lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
Find something different.
100%. And he's so active in outreach and actually helping, you know.
Yep. And that's what I love about him too, is like he's active in outreach, like
Mhm.
just, helping. Because here's the thing. Outreach to me is probably the most important thing, because people that are out there getting loaded and stuck on the streets, they don't know that there are resources available for
100
them. The soccer mom,
Mm-hmm.
she knows that there's resources available.
Yeah.
She can pick up the phone anytime she wants and call somebody.
Yeah.
A doctor, she knows she has fucking health insurance. She knows that she's got all these things.
Yeah.
Probably a husband that fucking is codependent and keeps her sick.
Mm-hmm.
All that.
Yeah.
But the people that Danny helps don't know that there are resources available for them.
That's 100%. And it's like, that's and even though recovery, I mean, I'm not trying to say anything bad about what, the industry that
That I work in.
that we work in.
Yeah.
Right.
I say a lot of bad shit about it.
Okay. Well then, I mean,
Welcome to say it on this podcast.
I love being able to go into these treatment centers where, they have all the med spa and painting your rocks and, oh yeah, the girls are going to get their nails done on Thursday, like any of that kind of stuff. But I come from like low bottom indigent tweaker from Anaheim. And it's like a lot of the places forget about, like, these are the people that need the help the most, and it's like, oh, well, you don't have the right insurance plan, and that's the kind of people that Danny makes sure, like he's reaching out and touching the people that might not even be able to get the insurance plan, or even end up in the darkness of like, oh yeah, dude, I got your back. I'm going to get you an insurance plan. We'll get everything all figured out for you. And then you just get in that vicious cycle.
Well, that's the problem too. So those are both of those things you just talked about are the problem with the industry. There's the problem of the pretentious, like, which is it's fine. I mean, a lot of people get help and they get healthy that way. And then there is like this fine line with outreach, because like people deserve to have private health care, but they deserve to also be treated like a human being and not a fucking, not some bullshit that I'm going to get stuck in this
deplorable,
vicious cycle of like, bro, like, I don't want those people in the industry, because they're the ones that make it a bad name for the rest of us that are doing outreach appropriately.
Yeah, 100%.
And literally trying to save a life, not because these resources are actually were created for the people who are less fortunate.
Yeah. you get into the whole darkness of, it's not real darkness, but it's like, okay, well, we need to be able to make money, to be able to help people, to be able to have a good place for people to come. But then if the people aren't there and we can't do it this way, then we're going to have to do it that way. And then it's like, what's more important? Is it the people? Is it the help? Or is it the money? Like, where are you going to get the fine line of it? And it's like,
it can't be the money.
It can't ever be the money.
Because like so I've been in the industry for 25 years. I've owned treatment centers for 23 years. And if you put the client first, the byproduct is you have enough money usually. Yeah. So,
and as long as you put the client first and to actually have like, okay, well, what's the exit plan for you to have long-term sobriety? What's the exit plan for you to have longevity? Are we going to give you the tools for when you walk out of this door? Because anybody can do the 30, 60, 90 and have, okay, well, I'm going to my groups once a week. I'm going to this, I'm doing whatever. And they hold it to her accountable, but it's having the, okay, well, how do you keep the long-term sobriety after that? And not look at it. It's like, I feel, we all know these places that are just like, okay, well, how much more can we get out of this client? That's not like how we can be looking at it. And I've worked the back end in treatment for a while and did marketing and all, going to all the events and checking stuff out and doing whatever. But it's like, that's why I love my job now. Like, I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I don't have to worry about census. I don't have to worry about people staying in beds. I don't have to worry about anything. I can just, I show up, I bring some stuff to play some music. We write and record a song and I get to leave. I get to be there for the client.
Nice.
Just the client and leave, and I that's why I love and appreciate my job now. But it's like, having treatment centers, it's like, and I love a lot of the places, and there's a lot of places that are doing great work, and actually care about that stuff. But it's just like some of the stuff, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean, wherever there's money, there's always going to be greed and bad players. But it's like, there's probably less bad players than most people think. But there's also more than probably I think, so.
And I don't, of course, like you said, there's bad players. Like, I don't think 90%, 95% of the people that, whether they, think so or not, are out to be a bad player.
Yeah.
Right. They're just getting into the, you get in a vicious cycle of like, okay, well, I'm going to have to fire people. I'm going to have to lay people off. I'm not having enough money coming in. The insurance isn't paying this, only this percentage, or if copays and all the things that come along with all the stuff, it's just like, they just get caught into like, okay, well, we gotta help people. We gotta help people. And it's just like, are we still helping them? Or, are we, that's all.
Yeah. You probably just have to look at that every once in a while,
Yeah.
When did you get sober? And what was that like? Desperation. I'm done. What the fuck am I doing with my life? I have a kid. I can't see.
Well, there's relapse is part of my story.
Sure.
And I mean like true relapse. So the first time I was 26.
Oh, wow. So you ran for a minute because you were 17 when you first got incarcerated. And then did you have any sobriety at all within that time until 26 or no?
No. Okay. I mean, little bits here.
But basically because you either couldn't pick up or
right.
Something like that where.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, white knuckling it, not trying to do anything.
Introduced to the rooms or anything like that?
No.
Any recovery, anybody saying anything like, hey, bro, you might have a problem. Maybe we should do something about it?
I mean, there's plenty of people that say, "Hey, bro, you might have a problem." I wasn't fucking listening to it.
My motherfucking dealers.
Yeah, I got this shit.
You
figured out.
definitely have a problem.
Yeah.
This time I'm gonna do this. This time I'm gonna do that.
Sure.
This time, and then I would always give in and be weak. Where the seed was planted was I was finishing up a 2-year term at Chino State Prison. And it was right after 9/11. And I spent 9/11 was crazy in prison. But I went to a place that they have in Garden Grove, and they used to have these halfway houses.
Yeah.
Where you would do 90 days before your sentence was done. They would get you to the streets and try to reacclimate you into the streets and help you get a job, help you save some money, keep you on an itinerary. You have to take the bus everywhere, And so I went to this place called Josephine Street in Garden Grove. And every Sunday, they would have a panel that came in from AA or NA or one of these panels. And I hated it at the time. And I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? It's Sunday, it's visiting time. This is when the chicks can come. Like, this is bullshit. But I heard some things then. And I got out, and at that point, I swore off drugs forever, right? And I'm not going to smoke weed. I'm not going to do this. But I could drink like a gentleman. Like, I'm normal, just drinking. So I started drinking, and I remember we were doing some karaoke night with some friends, and I paroled to my friend's house, and we went out drinking one night, and I was in Anaheim, and it was karaoke night, and we were all drinking, and I was supposed to be like the designated driver. And the responsible thing to do would be to sober up. So I called one of the homies and was like, hey, I need to get some shit, From that point, I ran for a little bit, and I got caught up in the tweaker scene like I always do, and started criming and stealing cars and doing what I do to make money. And I was 3 dirty tests into going back to prison. I was absconding from parole for probably 2.5 weeks, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And I was like, I don't want to go back to Chino. Like, I can't do this, And my friend's dad was in recovery and owned some low-bottom indigent recovery homes in Fullerton. And I called him up, and I was like, I need help, dude. I know this AA thing you're involved with. He's like, can you test clean? I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, go sleep at your brother's house. Don't do any more stuff. He called me back in 3 days. I detoxed on my brother's couch for like 2, and he was like, you got to get the fuck out. And I'm like, okay. And I called him, and he's like, I got a bed for you in Fullerton. And it was right up from Wood Glen, and I'm sure, they gave me a bed. I called my parole officer, and that was like the first time I prayed, like really prayed, and it wasn't the back of the cop car prayer,
Right.
But I called my parole officer. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. I know I've been fucking up, this is the house that I'm at. I got a bed here. It's a sober living. And they're like, you got to do 30 meetings in 30 days. You got to try to find a job. You got to try to do this. And my parole officer said, hey, I'll be there at 7 a.m. And I prayed that night, and I'm like, God, if you just can give me a shot. Like, I'm tired of doing this stuff. Can you please give me just one fucking shot at trying to do this? And I didn't know if he was going to show up deep and take me in, or what he was going to do. But he showed up with just himself, and he's like, so you're going to try to do this thing? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, here's a cup. You're 3 dirty tests into this. Like, I want you to pee in that cup. If that cup comes back dirty, there's nothing I can do for you. Put your running shoes on. You're going to go back, And I peed in the cup, and I prayed again that night. And I was just like, God, if you can just make that test clean. There's no reason. I was smoking a 1/4 ounce a day. And I slept for maybe 48 hours. There's no reason why that test should have came back clean. And I prayed that night, and I don't know if God sprinkled magic fairy dust on my piss, or he didn't turn it in, or he just gave me a shot, or whatever, whatever his deal was. And it didn't come back clean. I did 30 meetings in 30 days. I found somebody that I kind of related with. Musically, I heard him speak. I asked him to sponsor me because they made me get a sponsor at the house. And then 60 days into it, I met a girl at a meeting, right? And then I was like, okay, I'll stick around for another 30 days and see what's going on here. And I ended up working. We made a deal with each other to work our steps before she got out of treatment, and I finished all my steps, and I ended up getting 5 years that first time around.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you get with the girl?
Yeah.
For the whole 5 years?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah. So everything that they tell you not to do in the rooms, like don't get
Don't
in
get in
a
a
relationship in the first year. And
Yeah.
I had a girl that was still running and gunning and stuff when I got clean, and she just couldn't get it right. She was supposed to get in, get sober with me. We're gonna do this together, and that didn't happen. But so yeah, I worked my steps, and at the time there wasn't really like any CMA, and I didn't really relate with NA too much.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Bless you. And my sponsor said, "Hey, well, I work out of the book of Alcoholics Anonymous," and I'm like, "Okay." And I said, "I don't really think I have a problem with alcohol." He's like, "That's cool." He's like, "Anywhere it says alcohol in the book, we're going to put speed there." I said, "Okay." And we did it, and it worked, and I got all the promises, and I ended up marrying that girl, and I ended up moving out of the hood of Anaheim and getting a place in Huntington Beach and getting a triple-digit a year job, working in the oil fields, ended up getting a record deal,
Wow.
ended up going on tour, joining a band, doing all the things within like 3 to 4 years of recovery.
And then you fucked it off. How?
I had some reservations that we weren't alcoholics.
Yep. I love those ones.
And
Oh, okay. So your girl was working a program too.
yes,
Okay.
not as much as me, but she kind of kept it together, and she was probably still got the normie gene, because she kind of kept it going after that for now. She ended up being she's a great mom and had other kids, and
You got a kid with her?
I do. Yeah, I have a daughter. My daughter and my son are 10 years almost to the part. So my daughter's birthday, she turns 21 tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Happy birthday to her.
Yeah, Shay. Shout out to
Yeah.
Shay. And my son was on the 7th, so the 7th and the 10th.
Oh wow,
10
they're
years
really
apart.
close.
Yeah, and they're really close now, which is cool too. But yeah, so we ended up drinking. Within 3 months, we were split up.
Wow.
6 months into that, my band was split up. 9 months into that, I was doing cocaine on a regular basis. 11 months into that, I ended up doing meth again. 12 months, a year into that, I was crime, looking at 13 years in prison. And then April 21st of 2008 is my sobriety date now. And I was off Dyer in the 55 at the Red Roof Inn with everything a good
Oh my god,
drug
the
addict
fucking
likes.
Red Roof.
Yeah.
Man. Fuck, dude.
What you know about the Red Roof
Yeah.
Inn? Yeah.
Never want to go back.
Yeah. I was there with my girl at the time. I had a couple pounds of speed, couple pounds of weed, stolen car downstairs, a bunch of guns, all the things a good drug addict likes, a beautiful girl, all the adult stuff on TV, and I was miserable. And I called Wood Glen, and I was like, hey, I got a couple cases, and I need a detox for me and my girl. And he's at the time, and they're like, okay, we got you, Joe. Like, be here at 6 a.m. Right. And I was like, okay. And I called some people to come pick up all my stuff. And 5:45, I kept one bowl to smoke in the morning and a bottle of Grey Goose in the fridge so I could detox to come down with when I went over there. And 5:45 in the morning, I had 3 different task force from 3 different cities kick in my door and take me in before I could put that pipe in my mouth or drink anything out of that bottle. And that's my clean date now.
Wow.
This time around.
Wait, so did you make it to treatment, or that you got arrested?
No, I've never made it to treatment, ever. Like, I've always wanted treatment. Like, I've told judges, like, hey,
can I get treatment?
Yeah, I only do this shit because I'm fucked up. Like,
yeah,
that's why they're like, no, I'm sorry, we don't give programs to car thieves.
Wow. So how long did you have to serve?
I fought that from 13 years down to 3 years with all my co-defendants. I ended up doing 3 years.
Oh wow.
And I got out in 2011.
Oh my goodness. And you've been sober ever since.
Yep. Yeah, I just went on like program. I knew it worked.
Yeah.
Right. So I couldn't work my steps. I couldn't do a sponsor. Like, you don't want to write all your shit down when you're like in jail or prison, and I'm 5 hours away from anybody that's going to want to come work with me. So like I put on my convict white boy Orange County Peckerwood hat and did my time the way I'm supposed to do my time. And I got out and just went into like program autopilot. Like I'd go to a morning meeting and I'd leave and try to find a job and come back for a noon meeting and leave and try to find a job and come back for a night meeting and try to find some new people.
When you went to prison, did you always stay clean in prison?
Not always. This last time, yeah. This last time I didn't. I even quit cigarettes.
Wow.
I quit everything, you know. And I started smoking cigarettes 2 weeks to the house this last time. and it was like, I don't know why. I was just stressing out, and I didn't know what I was coming out to. And I had to parole to my ex-wife's house, mother's house, and it was just, I don't know why. I went on a whole health kick this last time, and it was like, I'm not giving up. I'm going to get out and work my steps, and I'm going to do this thing. I already given up that night before. I hit my knees with my girl in that hotel room. I was just like, please get me back in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous. It's just God had his own plan on how I was getting there. But, you know, I was at my bottom, and I already did 1, 2, and 3 that night. You know, I just had to do a prison term in between me actually doing some work on myself. That's all.
And then what about the girl that was with you that night?
She didn't stay clean in prison. She paroled later. And she ended up asking my roommate to sponsor her. I was with somebody else at the time, which I was stupid. But I was with somebody else at the time and got in this really screwed up situation, which was she was an amazing woman. And she worked her steps and said she wanted me back. And at the time, I got well too quick. I got a job too quick. I got an apartment too quick. I got in a girl too quick. I got all the things too quick. And I didn't do the 4th step, 5th step. And I had a bunch of wreckage. And I tried to do, the whole, hey, I'm going to just go to sober living during the week. I'm going to come home when my kid's here. We'll hang out. I just need to figure some stuff out. I'm going to be legit. Turned into a big situation where, people cheating on each other and me putting hands on people at 5 years sober and doing all this stuff that I created, right? And I worked my steps. She worked her steps. We ended up getting back together, and we were together for 8 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So, and then we ended up splitting up later, but it was like one of those, it was the weirdest breakup ever because it was like we were just going down 2 different paths, and she was more spiritual than I was at the time, and I was still like chasing my dreams and the rock star stuff at the time, and I had, I thought my music career was done when I did my last prison term, but then, at this point in my life, I had icons of people that I looked up to, and I used to smoke meth and listen to their albums and learn their shit, call me to be in a band with them, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to start this band. Everything's going to be better. And she's like, I don't care about money and rock star stuff. I just want to serve God. And I'm like, okay, well, and she left, and there was nobody to beat up, nobody cheating on each other. It was, but, we're still really tight today, and we talk, and my daughter looks at her as like a stepmom, and we've got a pretty good relationship going.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then when did you reconvene with your son? How did that happen?
So my son went down the same path as we did.
Okay.
And he ended up on the streets, but his mom kind of kept me out of his life. She would always change her number. They would move. I would show up at her grandparents' house, and she would keep him out. And then I finally, this time in recovery, I did my due diligence of not trying to be gangster about being a dad to my kid, and I filed all the correct paperwork and went out to San Bernardino to go to, family court and file for custody and do all the things that I was supposed to do. And his mom was like, hey, he's about ready to graduate high school. I don't think this is the time to reintegrate you into his life right now. Like, anything but seeing him right now is what we can do. I'm like, I just want him to know I'm here. And then for him, right? He ended up going down a dark path after that. He found me on Facebook, reached out to me on Facebook, and then went into active addiction. He was really into the whole fentanyl, heroin, low-end stuff. And I got called, and I would send him some money here and there. I would stop by with and try to get him to come on like river trips with us and do some stuff, but you could just tell he was an active addiction. I let him work me for a while because I felt guilty, and he would just call me and ask me for money. Yeah, I'm coming down for Thanksgiving, and he wouldn't come. And I had my mom's friends call me and be like, hey, you need to come get Alex. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, he's gonna fucking die. Like, he's not doing good. He's in the worst parts of the high desert, and he doesn't even make sense anymore. Like, you don't know, and I found out where he was at, and I went out with a couple other fellas to this trap house, and I couldn't find him. I went and kicked in this fucking door, and I couldn't find him there. And then a friend found me. She's like, hey, I found him. I'm going to bring him to my house. So I came back 2 weeks later, and I picked him up. And I took all the drugs off him, and he was in such deep psychosis, he didn't really even get what was going on. And I brought him down here, and I called some friends over at Seacliff and Huntington Beach, and I got him into recovery the first time. And we ended up getting tight after that. He went down his own little road and wanted to smoke weed, and his side of the family still never really accepted me, and his mom didn't, and they didn't come down for like family therapy. They didn't like support any of the stuff he was doing, and he missed his OG family. So after he got out and went into sober living, went back up the hill, dabbled for a little bit, went back to jail. I didn't hear from him for 7-8 months, and he called me from county jail. He's like, hey Dad, I get out in 2 weeks. I'm willing to do whatever the fuck you tell me to do. And I'm like, okay. And I picked him up from jail. I brought him down, and I paid for 3 months of sober living for him. He did meetings, was like, get a sponsor. I'm going to pay for your phone for this amount of time. You need to get your license. I'm going to give you this car. Then you can start paying me for the car. You're going to start doing all the things. And he worked his steps. And now he's like super active in recovery. He's going to take 6 years with me.
Wow.
In April.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And, he sponsors people, and, he's got a career and an apartment. And
yeah.
Kicks it with all his, he's semi-pro skating, and, got a brand new car and all the things, So he's doing good. He's like my number one dude now. So we kick it pretty tough. It's a gift of the program. For sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So then now fast forward to where you are today. It's quite different, I would say.
It's a lot different. Yeah.
What does life look like for you today? I mean, we got glimpses of it as far as you work in treatment, but like I saw on your sheet that we get, you do a lot of stuff. You music cares. There's tons of stuff. What does life look like for you today?
Today in my life, my life's amazing today, and I remember sitting in Wasco State Prison waiting to figure out where I was going to go for mainline, and hitting my knees and asking God. I'm like, hey, let me play music for a living. It's the only thing I know how to do. I dropped out, it's the only thing I do decently, right? Is play music. And at the time, when I'm praying, I thought it was going to be the big record deal and be a rock star and do all that stuff, and then but now, I work for an organization called Rock to Recovery, and also, which is kind of branching out into this new realm, which is called Band Jam, but Rock to Recovery, and I go into mental health facilities, drug and alcohol treatment centers. I bring a bunch of music gear. I do a little check-in with them, and I'm a music therapist of sorts now, and we write and record a song within an hour and a half to 2 hours. We load it up on the SoundCloud. The guys have them with it forever, and whether they have played music before or not, they create a song. And I also get to work. We've had for a decade now a contract with the Department of Defense with Air Force Wounded Warriors, which is how I got kind of hooked up with you guys in the first place. I mean, I've always known you guys through what we do, but I worked with somebody else that was on your podcast with Kristen, who reached out to you guys and thought that I should be here. And but for like, I got 13 pages of felonies, right? 13 pages of them. But now I get to be in like signal threads with colonels and go onto government properties that I was told that I could never be on. And and work with them, which is like the most rewarding work I've ever done in my life, right? Is these people have dedicated their whole lives to something slightly more honorable than I dedicated most of my life to, and get fucked, right? And help them heal with that, with music. And I still get to do some rock star stuff here and there, you know. I mean, I get to play on some stages and do some record deal stuff, but like that's what that's like for me. I mean, I get to live in recovery. I get to help people. I don't have to worry about any back end stuff. I just get to see people's lights come on and have a good time and see the magic and with that. So, and I'll be taking 18 years in April 21st. Not too far away. And if I make it, I think I will. I get to own a house. I get to be a father. I got to be a son and bury my mom, you know, and be a brother and a grandson and do all those things today because I'm clean and sober and try to be a good person, you know?
Yeah. Did you ever get with another partner?
You
hate when I say partner.
Why are you gonna use he's not gay? No, I'm just playing.
No, I'm not. Partner in general. I mean, partner's a partner.
Partner? I mean,
Partner?
What's up, partner?
Yeah.
Nothing.
She's wanting to know if you're single right now or not.
Well, no, it's just. I didn't mean it like that. Damn. Don't, you know what? Don't.
She
even
doesn't want to be the only
question.
one sitting at the table single.
There's
Okay. Take back that question because that had nothing to do with any of the levels that this guy's going to.
I know. I'm just messing around.
But
okay.
18 years, life
fuck
completely
is that
changed.
deal?
Yeah, it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Huge.
I mean, I'm in the process right now also of like trying to expunge my record.
Oh, sure. Yep.
And I've had like top brass in the Air Force. I've got, you know, obviously some amazing people that own some of these treatment centers that I work in, and everybody write all these reference letters. I've got to meet people that know the people to at least get me heard, you know, and it's like you know, it's nice, you know, not that I need that, but to get some of my rights back. And every time I go on to one of these Air Force bases, every time they come up, they're like, "Oh, Jojo, oh, can you hold on one second? Can you stand over here? Because we got to check. Hey, you see what's going on with this guy? It's okay. He's with Air Force Wounded Warriors, you know? And, you know, I would just love to not have to go through that. But, you know, I did a lot of screwing up for a long time. So, I mean, that's one of the miracles that if it actually happens is getting some of that stuff off my record.
If Chad Bianco becomes the governor, you could possibly get a governor's pardon.
That would be great. That would be great.
I don't think the other guy is going to pardon guys like us.
I mean, I don't know. You know, like it just depends on whatever angle it comes at. You know what I mean? I mean, it'd be great if Chad wins or even getting a pardon, but even just having it to where it's
expunged.
Just to where it's like, okay, it's been compartmentalized.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, well, we can still see it, but like obviously he's done good enough to where it's not like
a constant.
Beep, 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 you know.
Step to the side.
What's cool about it though is like no matter what you've done, if you go get a job like, you know, at a treatment center or just any other just normal job where they're not doing a real background check.
Right.
Because we do background checks here.
Oh, 100%.
But they only go back 7 years. So you would not even show that you're a convicted felon on my background checks.
I mean, I went in like in most treatment centers, like I do some sort of background check, right? But do whatever. But the only time I've ever had anything that was weird was when and I just found out the other day, they're like, it might have just been the person we were working with, but you know, we worked with Rock to Recovery with Newport Academy, which is a huge recovery place, but it's all with adolescents.
Did you have to do the fingerprinting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We don't do the live. That's called a live scan.
Yeah, I did the live scan.
That one pulls up everything.
And I didn't realize it at the time, but I did the live scan. I did all the things and to work with adolescents. And it's not like I've always been legit. There's nothing weird on my record, you know? So it's like, but they were just like, anything that has to do with adolescence. I thought it was like, that's why they blackballed me. But just the other day they were, we have another treatment center that we work with, and I'm going to just try to do it. And I didn't realize what my live scan was till I tried to get my record expunged. And I went down to the CCW place and went and did all my things, and then when I got the packet in the mail, I was just like, oh, well, yeah, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay. Well, it's
Yeah.
just like, you got a packet that thick. And they're like, this guy probably shouldn't be working with,
Yeah. Mental health facilities. So like substance use disorder treatment centers don't have to do the live scan unless you're adolescent. Mental health facilities, though, also require it. And one of our girls, it took her like 6 months and she's got like, manufacturing methamphetamines and all this stuff, but it's been like 24 years.
Oh yeah.
And we did get her approved. It just took a
little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my stuff's old. It's 2008. And even that time,
that's a long time ago.
Yeah. And I work in mental health facilities with adults. Or, it's a lockdown schizophrenic facility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I walk in and out of these places all the time. So it's not like it's, it's just for whatever reason. I'm going to try again with the adolescent stuff, like within the next 3 months, see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, we really appreciate you coming on the show. This was a really good podcast. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love your story, especially for everybody that's, before we end, for anyone that's listening, especially somebody that is, getting stuck, whether it's the system or anything, because you started pretty damn early at 17, and your life is completely different than somebody that what you first started out at, how you were kind of going. What would you tell them?
There's an answer and there's a solution outside, and it doesn't matter what the ism is. The only thing that worked for me was the 12 steps, and there's a 12 step for pretty much anything these days, right? 12 steps, like the miracle happens. Like I would have never ever thought that a multiple convict like myself and just a dirtbag tweaker from Anaheim and the stuff that I was being involved with would be, even talking about being able to expunge my record or, be able to, work with the military or, get to play with, my idols or Grammy Award. And the only reason why I didn't was because I didn't leave before the miracle happened. Right. And like, it doesn't matter what the prayers are. Like that prayer was for me to play music for a living was a long time ago, but it got answered, So it's just like, if you stick around and you just don't leave, like the gifts will come, and you just, I would say, just stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stay and do some work on yourself. The 12 steps is where it's at for sure. And having a God of your own understanding. Like that was the biggest, God was a hard word for me for a long time. And it's changed throughout my time in recovery in this last 17 years and some change. My higher power has changed with my perception, but my prayers always got answered every single time I prayed them. So stick around and pray.
I love that.
Thanks.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.